Hey there, welcome back. We are reviewing our root motion today. So just really quick, I know how I like to noodle on things sometimes. Let's look at this animation, see if we do want to noodle on anything. First thing I'm going to do is turn off motion blur. There we are. Hit F11, see it a little bit bigger, a little chuggy. It's a little better. Nope, not too much better. So I think things are looking good. F11, let's play one more test. Always test stuff in game. Okay, I like it. So let's get to root motion. Let's come here, open up our sequencer. Looks like it's already open. Let's click here on root motion. And then let's unmute that layer. So we can see the feet. What we really want to do is fix the feet. So fix that feet sliding. So what I'm going to do is take all these controls for the feet and these controls for the feet and put them in their own layer. Foot fix, root motion, foot fix. Here we are. Okay, let's save that. Let's come here and let's see, how fast are we moving on the root? We are moving at, what is that value? 182.5 per 1 second of animation. Okay, let's come back here, look at our feet. Let's see if we can do this mathematically. Let's actually come back here up to the base layer. Look at our curve. So if we're saying mathematically 132.5 divided by 24 frames, that means we're moving about 7.6. I'll just copy all this right here. I'm moving about this distance per frame. So if we're saying that the foot is hitting its furthest distance in front here on frame 0 and the furthest back distance on frame 9, we just times that by 9, we know how far we have to move. So that's from here, 34. Let's just copy this one, paste it here, but then do plus, and we'll copy this number here. Actually, minus, because we're moving backward. And that's the distance we need to move. And I want to look at just the y curve here. So I want this to be linear. Over here, so that's 4 for our hotkey. Now we can see that our foot is planting, staying exactly in spot where it needs to stay. But we might be coming up a little too far on this. Let's bring this back down. And I'm okay with that toe drag there. maybe what I want to do here too is right before we hit here, just bring this out a little bit further to see if we like that. Because all I'm worried about right now is that that planted foot stays where it's supposed to be. Delete this layer. I don't get confused about it later. And I'm going to go back to unlit mode. Okay, let's look at this view here. And let's change our view here for a second. See perspective, left, front. There we are. So you can see a little bit here. We're planting that left foot. So that's the first foot to plant. I'll select it. That toe is hitting after. We stay in the same spot. And then I'll just eyeball these where that foot kind of stays. Let's see, maybe I do care about that. Just slide it back just a little bit. And then we'll fix this curve here. Slide this back just a little bit more. Whoops. There we are. Let's break this one. Linear, break it. There we go. Now we can smoothly move out into our next key. Let's check over here. I can feel that foot planting, staying in spot. The toe flop feels a lot more significant now. That's okay. So let's play it, check it. So let's save this. But one thing I wanted to do too was, let's copy that. One of the things I don't use is this create linked animation sequence, because usually like I'm animating several characters in one sequencer file or several different layers that have like vastly different animations on them, like an attack layer, a fidget layer, stuff like that, running, walking, all in one sequencer file. So if I create an animation sequence, a linked animation sequence, this says create animation sequence for skeletal mesh and have this track own that animation sequence. Note, it will create it based upon the sequencer display range and display frame rate. So this is the range here, and this is the frame rate here. So if I do that, I can create anims, locomotion unarmed. I do that here, and export. So now if I opened that linked anim sequence, so there it is. Let's do something funky. Like let's set a layer on the arm, a layer here, and then let's key that and then pull the arm up. So what happens now? Nothing's happened here. Let's save that, close it. Then let's open it. See if it, I'm just trying to see if it live links it. Let's bake the animation sequence, which seems kind of unnecessary. Export. No. That creates an FBX. Huh. I wonder why these are showing twice. That's kind of weird. Create animation asset. Create linked animation sequence, which I already did. Let's try it again, just for fun. Let's bake that down. Let's open the sequence. Okay, that makes sense. I thought there was like a something in here that might live link it. Maybe there is, and I don't know how to do it. Big pose asset. Open that. Okay, well, I think I've fiddled around enough with that. Let's get back to our root motion. Let's bake this down. Let's get rid of this layer. Delete that. We're going to come back to our other foot. So if we planted nicely there. So all we need are these two. Those are the only two that we changed. Didn't change anything else. I think this can come up a little further. I'm looking at how far, once we're here, so we're here with our heel, and how far we move with the heel after that. I want to create a fair amount of distance here, but then what we might want is linear here, and then we'll break that. We don't need to break it. So, but if I select those, say smart, no, it doesn't do it on the other side. Okay, let's break those, break it, just kind of even it out a little bit. So what I want here is that the speed is ramping up to our heel position, our highest heel position while the foot's still planted. That way when it, when it moves out into the next frame, that cadence or that speed. So basically we're speeding up, we're speeding up, speeding up. We get here, and the speed that we move after the heel starts, after the foot starts shifting off the ground, feels okay. So it all kind of moves into each other. Let's make sure I'm not doing something silly here anymore. Get rid of that. Yeah, that feels better. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select this one, copy, come over here, delete all these. Let's really copy it. Let's really paste it this time. There we go. I'm going to select this one, really copy it. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to really paste it. And I didn't actually copy it. Copy. Now I'm going to delete. And not sure what happened here. That's That's odd. Let's see if I can undo it. Yeah, something happened when I pasted that. Huh. Interesting. Okay, let's come here, copy. Come here, paste. There we are. I'm going to just take those two, copy, paste, and offset by our 9 frames, minus equals 9. Again, that's because our cycle is 18 frames, so half our cycle is 9 frames. And then we have the foot planting nicely there on the other foot, so that's good. So let's see about our softness. So we're at 2. Where's my mouse? There we are. I guess that's not keyed. Let's just set this back to 0 because we might not need it. Let's see here. We don't ever like fully straighten out. Put it to 1. Okay. All right, let's keep it at 1. Alrighty, I think we have our root motion. So let's bake this down. I'm not sure what really happened with our animation sequence here, but let's open our sequence. Still screwed up. Copy. Let's bake it. Anim slow motion unarmed. Paste our name. Export. And then we've got our root motion. We can see that because this, gosh, I can't remember what this is called. Our axis here, I'll just call it that, is moving forward. So we know that our root motion is there. But if we get rid of these two, we can see it actually moving forward. So we know it's there if we ever need to extract it from our animation. So that's basically why we're clicking that. So let's play around with it. Let's play this here. There. Then let's play it here. We see our character moving forward in the scene. Our feet are no longer sliding on the ground because we've matched our capsule speed with our foot lock speed. So I think I might want to move those feet back just a little bit. So let's just try that real quick. Let's close this. Now here, I want to do this with a layer. So go to rest back. We're gonna select our objects, set a key, and just push everything backward just a little bit, just to see how that feels. We might be straightening out here a little too much. So let's go here. How far do we move it back? I don't know. -10. Let's try, oops, sorry, -39, I guess. Oh, they're both in opposite directions. Oh, what'd I do? Let's come here and bring it back forward just a little bit. Should just be looking here. There we are. Okay, -3. Just a little bit back. I think that feels a little bit better. Okay, let's export that. Check it out again. Let's bake that sequence. Anim, slow motion, unarmed. Bake, 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 bake. We're gonna play this here, and we'll play the game. Here we are, now we're both walking. This crazy teleporting version, and then the player version. All right. I think that is great. So we'll stop it there. And next time we'll get started on our start animation. Very cool. Now comes the exciting stuff. All right. Happy animating out there. Enjoy the journey.